Hey, good people. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're at and when you tune into this video. Welcome to Testimony Tuesday with Hanisha. Happy Tuesday. I hope and pray that this video finds you well. I hope and pray that you're having a good day or afternoon or evening. I hope and pray you're blessed and filled with joy and overall just positive attitude. So, I know it's a little later in the day, at least for me and where I'm at. So I really just wanted to come on here really quick just to address some things. First, I want to put out my disclaimer. I am and will always continue to be a work in progress. I'm not perfect, nor do I strive to be. I am honest about where I'm at in my my spiritual journey. I am continuing to grow, mature, learn, but just be receptive to every experience and the blessings that it brings and the lessons as well. And so, I don't pretend to walk this perfect walk. I'm not a saint. I'm not exempt from, fault or shortcomings. Again, like I said, not to sound redundant, but I am not walking this perfect walk, whatever that may be, or whatever that may look like. I don't profess to be that. And so with that being said, I've said that many times. I don't always say and do the right things. I am not exempt from making errors or mistakes. But I am where I'm at in my journey. I acknowledge those things. I'm very aware of myself and the work that I am putting in to strive to be the best person I can be. Not a perfect person, but the best person that I can, humanly or possibly be at this juncture in my journey. And it just, how do I want to articulate that? How, even in that, me acknowledging that and me knowing that, I've come a long way and I have so far, to go, and, just acknowledging that, but also knowing that there has been some growth that has taken place. I have matured in a lot of areas in my life. I'm not the same Hanisha that I was a year ago, let alone 10 years ago, 20 years ago, And my 40 plus years of being on this earth, I have learned a lot. I've had a lot of growing pains, and I am okay with that. Those things and those experiences have taught me to love on me despite of my flaws and despite of the things that I still need to work on, and own up to my stuff, be accountable for my shit, So again, I'm not this saint, I'm not a perfect person, but I'm okay with where I am and the progress that I have made along my journey. So I'm good with me, and I'm comfortable in my skin, and I continue to pour into me daily. I make a conscious effort to do so. And so going through all of that, learning those lessons, getting those blessings, how do you, or how, I'm going to say me, because again, I don't ever like to speak for anyone. I can't. But how do I rise above the BS? In spite of, even when the BS is served on a platter and handed and placed in my lap and I'm not trying to entertain it. How do I rise above the bullshit? When you are having that spiritual awakening and you're becoming more spiritually aware of yourself and of the Holy Spirit and just of your surroundings and how we connect with other people, you're going to be tried a lot. And there's going to be a lot of challenges that you may embark upon, and they're not always pretty. They're not always easy to get through. They're not always easy to rise above. And, you know, I don't want to... On Juneteenth, it was a beautiful, I think I said it was a beautiful day, beautiful celebration. I had 2 events, one here at Beautiful Peace and then another at Bedford Heights. And both beautiful, blessed events. I enjoyed myself and just being amongst my people and fellowshipping with my people. And it was just a good time, you know, overall good vibes. But I did encounter a situation, or should I say a situation was brought to me during one of those events. Now, again, I don't want to speak life into that. I don't want to feed it energy. But I just want to address some things, and I was compelled to address it here because this is my platform, freedom of speech, you know, and I just have to be transparent and real with all of you. You know, those of you who follow me and watch, you know, the videos that I post, I have to be transparent. I have to be real. That's the only way I know how to be, you know. But a situation, you know, came about, and again, I'm very open-minded. I don't like to pass judgment on people. Like I say, where I am today in my walk, I learned not to pass judgment on other people. Now, being honest, I'm not going to say I've never done it, but I've learned to check that at the door and stop, you know, check myself when I feel like I'm starting to lean that way. Because really none of us have any room to judge another person. We really don't, you know, because there's always room for improvement in areas of our life, you know, period, all of us. And so none of us are exempt to that. However, I always make a conscious effort not to bother people. I don't mess with people. I don't bring about negative energy to people. I don't, you know, stir up a mess. I don't go around calling people, gossiping about this person and that person. Like, that's just not in my character. Now, again, have I done that? You know, with your friends, you talk about folks. Yes, I have done that. But like I said, where I am today in my journey, I try to make a conscious effort to rise above the bullshit and not entertain negative energy. And so when people come to me with that, I'm just really taken aback by that. And it's like, man, don't get it twisted. You know, I don't profess to be this Billy badass, like I'm beating everybody's ass and I'm smacking people up. But just because I have a peaceful demeanor and I exude or extend that kindness, that is simply me putting my ego in the back seat and allowing God to operate through my vessel. And so when I extend people that kindness, even in spite of the bullshit that they may bring or try to bring to me, it's not that you're, you know, I'm soft or I'm a punk or you punking me. That is really God extending you grace and kindness. And like I say, me putting my ego to the side or in the back seat and allowing God and the Holy Spirit to operate through me. Because I've come a long way in my journey, and I will not allow anyone or anything, so help me God, to pull me down or pull me back down. I want to constantly continue to elevate. And again, it's not me saying that I'm better than you or you're better than me and vice versa. It's me simply working on myself, doing the inner work and working on myself to strive to be the best Hanisha, the best me, the best human being, the best spiritual being I can be, you know? So If I don't give you that negative reaction, even though you're giving me negative, that energy, that negative energy, it's not because I'm soft. It's not because you punked me. It's not because I'm afraid of a fight. Because that one song say, I ain't never scared. I'm not. Even if I don't win the fight, I still show up for it. But again, like I say, where I'm at in my journey, I am proud of me. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm so proud of where I am today. Because back in the day, again, I wasn't the one out here on the rah-rah shit all the time. But again, I'm not going to run from no fight. I was not one to run from a challenge. I don't care who it was. So, me being mature and displaying that maturity or that level of professionalism, or just having that spiritual grace. Because a lot of times when people bring about bullshit to you, it's not that they have an issue with you, it's an issue that they have with themselves. And so them, coming to you or poking you or whatever they want to call themselves doing to you is really a reflection of the insecurities that they have within themselves, the fear that they have within themselves, them not liking themselves or loving themselves or loving the skin that they're in. And so a lot of times people like to project that negativity onto you, and in that moment or in those moments, you have to remind yourself of just how far you've come. Is it even worth you entertaining that negativity? Is it even worth your energy, you entertaining the bullshit? And for me, in that moment, or in those moments, because they arise sometimes, but in that moment, I decided to rise above the bullshit, because I know that the issue really isn't with me. I know that, and it's sad, I talked about the situation afterwards with a few friends, and it's really sad, and all I can do honestly is pray for that person, that they dig deep and start to do the inner work and find themselves, and to pour into themselves and to recognize their greatness instead of projecting their insecurities onto other people, But we have to be careful. I spoke about that in the previous video, about watching our conduct when we're interacting with each other. Because a person that hasn't been around me in years, or maybe you knew me at a certain point in my life, and we haven't spoke or seen each other in a couple decades, and then we cross paths again, you don't know what I've been through. You don't know the inner work that I've done. You don't even know that I'm a changed person. So we have to be careful how we interact with each other, because you can't just pull up on people and expect to dump your bullshit and then you still get a positive reaction. Sometimes the hate you give is the hate you get, or the hate you receive. Just like when you respect someone, when respect is put out there, respect is received, or when it's given, it's a fair exchange. But you can't, you don't know that I have worked on myself, and I'm continuing to work on myself and be a better person. You don't know that. So you're taking a chance or a risk when you pull up on people and start to project your bullshit. You have to be careful. People get killed behind things like that. Now, I'm not saying that that's how I feel, because it's not, honestly, it's not that serious for me at all. But That's how miscommunications happen. That's how people get into fights. That's how people, like I say, people get murdered behind disrespect and misunderstandings and miscommunication. Or you just simply feeling like you punking somebody. You have to be careful. We have to watch, and this applies to me as well. We have to watch how we interact with each other. But in those moments when they arise, remind yourself that I'm better than that. Not saying that you're better than anyone, but I'm better than that. I'm better than that negativity. I don't have to feed into that. I don't have to vibrate low like that. I can choose to vibrate high and rise above the bullshit and not entertain it. I'm going to say this. Like I said, I didn't want to feed that situation or give it any more energy than it needs. If you call yourself a leader of your community, you are looked at as a pillar of your community. You are supposed to be an example, especially for women, and how they should conduct themselves Christ-like. You call yourself a first lady of a church, and you take it upon yourself to address your husband, whom is a pastor. You take it upon yourself to address his ex of 25 plus years, probably more than that, who's moved on with her life, who is married herself, who has a family, who, and not being funny or disrespectful, but who's not even entertaining thoughts of you or your husband. Why would you feel the need to address me? And again, like I say, all I could do is pray for her. Because the issue is not me. The issue doesn't lie with me. You addressing me lets me know that this facade, your happy facade that you all put on, may not be so happy. And maybe there's some inner work that you need to do. Maybe there's some inner insecurities that you need to address. But again, that has nothing to do with me. So again, like I said before, we have to watch our conduct when we're having these exchanges with people. You have to be accountable for your shortcomings, for your actions, for your growth, for your love, and even the hate sometimes. But you have to examine your feelings. Why are those feelings stirring up in you? Maybe God is trying to get your attention to tell you that that is something that you need to work on. That you need to do the inner work. That you need to sit with yourself and you need to address these emotions and these feelings that's stirring in you. Again, I'm not passing judgment. Because at the end of the day, no matter what title we wear, like I say, I'm an entrepreneur and a nail tech or, a holistic practitioner, whatever. We're all human beings. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience and trying to get through our journeys the best way we know how. And so I'm not here to pass judgment. But I'm saying before you approach someone, before you step to someone, think. Think before you do that. Think before you speak. Think before you react. Whatever, if someone is triggering to you, ask yourself why. Why does this person trigger me? Maybe because seeing that person is like a mirror being held up to you. And it's a reminder that you have work to do. Again, I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. I don't have all my shit together. I'm a constant work in progress. And I am proud to say that. Not ashamed of it. We have to be accountable for our actions, our feelings. We have to do the inner work. You do not get to project your bullshit onto other people simply because you fail to do the inner work, or you fail to acknowledge that you need to do some inner work. So when you see me, if we can't have a positive, authentic, and genuine positive exchange, I would prefer if you say nothing. And that's good enough. That's a positive exchange, no exchange. Because like I say, I'm a constant work in progress. I'm working on myself, but I have my moments and I have my days. And so again, we just have to be careful how we're interacting with each other, and conscious of the energy that we're exchanging with one another. And so when these situations arrive, I challenge you, just in those moments. I know it's hard and it's easier said than done. God damn it, it is. But I challenge you to think before you speak. Think before you react. Someone projecting onto you could cost you your life. That can cost you time in prison for something that you didn't even do. But because you made a conscious choice to feed into the negativity, now you stuck in a situation that could have been avoided. So in those moments, I challenge you to rise above the bullshit. Rise above the bullshit. Don't entertain it. It's not worth it. You know, when you're faced with those moments, and after those moments have passed and you have some time to process it properly and think about it, you can laugh at it, or you can realize that really that had nothing to do with you. Honestly, it doesn't. A lot of times, again, and I know I may sound redundant, but people, when they project or spew negative energy, it's because they have an issue with themselves. It's not with you. So, again, I challenge you, rise above the bullshit. Don't feed into it. Don't entertain it. But I will say this. If someone is coming to you and potentially causing you bodily harm, or you feel like this is a hostile environment, you know, if you can, by all means, remove yourself and rise above it, like I say. But if you can't, then you do what you feel you need to do, what's best for that situation. But for me, in that particular situation, I chose to rise above the bullshit because it just wasn't worth my energy. You know, my grandmother used to say, you attract a lot of bees with honeys. Oh, I can't even talk. You attract bees with honey, not vinegar. And so, you know, not that I'm trying to kill somebody, but you can kill the negativity with kindness. You can kill the negative bullshit with kindness and still walk in your truth and be genuine and be authentically and beautifully you. So I want to leave you all with that, a little food for thought. Drop some comments. Don't be shy. Let's have a positive exchange here. Drop some comments below. Please like, share, subscribe to Testimony Tuesday with Hanisha on YouTube, Facebook. Check me out. I am inspired by you all. I pray that I continue, or that I am an inspiration to you. I hope and pray that, this video has blessed you in some way. And if nothing else, I pray that I inspire you or encourage you to share your testimony with others, because we are truly meant to be blessings to one another and help one another and bless one another and lift each other up and help each other rise above the bullshit. So, again, I hope and pray wherever you are, I hope and pray you're having a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, or a blessed evening. I hope and pray it's filled with peace and joy and laughter and love. And, especially if you're retiring for the evening, just relax and just, reflect and, just always strive to be the best you can be. All right. So again, I greatly appreciate all of you for continuing to tune in. Thank you for everyone that has subscribed on YouTube to Testimony Tuesday and on Facebook. Your support is greatly appreciated, and it doesn't go unnoticed. It means a lot to me. So I'm gonna leave you all with that. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday on Testimony Tuesday. And again, drop some comments. I look forward to hearing from all of you. All right. Love you guys. Peace.